Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you how I crafted this best Spark Quiver in the game. This quiver is intended to be used with Widowhail. Widowhail grants 250% increased bonuses from your equipped quiver. Effectively that means it's a 3.5 times multiplier to your quiver mods. So in this case I'm getting 30 plus 41 crit multi, 20 plus 46 projectile speed, 34 chaos res, 99 life, all that gets multiplied by 3.5. Effectively, I get 248 crit multi, 231 projectile speed, 119 chaos res, 336 life, and 70% increased damage and a bunch of flat added damage. I will be showing you in Craft of Exile how to craft this, why I crafted these mods, and I will be making 2 more videos on medium and low end budgets, quiver alternatives, how to craft those. So let's dive into Craft of Exile. Alright, let's reset this. Let's go into Offhand Quiver. First of all, deciding which mods to craft on this quiver. Most modifiers on quivers are actually attack based. So what we can do is press non-attack, and it will only show the modifiers that don't apply to attack, that aren't attack specific. Because all these attack mods, added damage to attacks, attack speed, crit chance with bows, accuracy rating, we can't use them all. Crit multi with bows we cannot use. Crit multi is our best stat, and we can get it from an SS, which specifically is not for attacks. So if we scroll down here, go to crit multi, this is global crit strike multiplier. This doesn't specify with bows, unlike the normal mod. This doesn't have an attack that. This one can be used on Spark. So our baseline will be spamming global critical strike multiplier SSs. That will be our first suffix. Crit multi is by far the best mod. Secondly, the base premise of this build with Widowhail is to get projectile speed from your quiver. This allows you to multi-hit with Spark, so projectile speed is the second best mod. We want to go for projectile speed with crit multi-SSs. Then for the last suffix, we don't use stun duration. Dexterity is not needed. We already have enough dexterity. I don't need 60 dexterity times 3.5, which is like over 200 dexterity. That's way overkill for my stat requirements. I don't need life or mana on kill. So it's either a normal resistance or a chaos resistance, in which case chaos resistance is by far the best one to get 3.5 times multiplier of. So that's going to be our last mod. So how we're going to approach getting projectile speed, chaos resistance, and my SS mod. So I want to be spamming the essence of Scorn essences, deafening essence of Scorn for crit multi, until you hit either projectile speed tier 1 or chaos res tier 1. Both can be forced with harvest tags. Exile speed has the speed tag, chaos resistance has the chaos tag. That means both can be forced on with a reforge. The only competing mods are attack speed for speed and chaos damage to attack chaos, but chaos damage to attacks has a low weighting, and attack speed also has a lower weighting than projectile speed. So we spam until we get either one of the projectile speed or chaos res. Let's assume we hit either one. We're gonna have to null down to 2 mods, or if you already hit both, that's good as well. But you're gonna need to have an open suffix in order to reforge on the third suffix. So let's go down to essence. Let's say we hit our global critical strike multiplier, and let's say we hit chaos res. Now we can do a harvest reforge speed, in which case we select speed tag, and it basically functions as an exalt because you reforge including a speed modifier. So to simulate it in Craft of Exile, I'll be using the exalted orb method with speed tag, which guarantees at least one speed mod being exalted onto the item. It also adds more modifiers, but that's kind of irrelevant to the odds. So now we want to know the odds for hitting projectile to speed to 1, which is a 1 in 7. Let's say we hit projectile speed instead, and we want chaos res. Now we do the same thing but for chaos. Chaos res day 1, which would also be a 1 and 7. So it doesn't matter which one you hit. Whenever you hit 2, you try to reforge for the third one. Once your suffixes are done, we can move on to the prefixes. Now, for prefixes, or base prefixes, we can only get life. All these attack mods are useless. We'll be getting a field modifier on top of it and a crafted modifier, but for the base modifiers we can only use life. So there's basically 3 ways to go about this. We could do the same deal with Harvest 3 Forces for Life, in which case it's a 1 in 11 for tier 1 life. But with a reforge we risk filling up the item with 6 mods. Trying for an 1 in 11 average, potentially getting unlucky for 1 in 15 or something, like getting 15 reforges, it's decently likely to end up with 6 modifiers. So this is risky. Alternatively, you can do life augments with Harvest, which adds a modifier of the type, and then removes a random modifier, which would be your suffix lock. Which case you're not risking anything. However, that costs a couple divine per attempt. Times 11 on average, it gets really expensive. So the final method is very basic, exalt slamming. So we're not gonna select life at all. We're gonna just raw exalt slam life, which is a 1 in 29 slam baseline, but we can block 1 modifier on the bench before slamming, so we can block physical damage to attacks, since that's our highest weighting mod besides life that we can actually block, because damage with both skills we cannot block. There's no bench crafted damage with both skills. So we block physical damage to attacks, we slam for life, hope to hit it, it's a 1 in 25. If you don't hit it, you can slam again, or if you already slammed life, you have to clean your prefixes and try again. I will give an example in the emulator after. If you hit, for example, both damage with both skills, you can exalt slam again for a better chance at getting your life. If you don't hit life, your craft suffixes cannot be changed. You can do this with Wild plus Matron Beast. It does scour of all your prefixes, and you go again. Let's go to the emulator and show it. I'm going to create a new item. Offense quiver. Just take any random quiver, it doesn't matter for the showcase, because mine is synthesized. The mods are the same for all these. Actually, let's take the projectile speed, because that's the most likely one if you don't go for a synthesized quiver. Where is it? I'm kind of blind. It's not here. Okay, let's take anyone. See it. Actually, this is wrong. It's not arrow speed. It's projectile speed. Doesn't matter. So we start off by as a spamming Wolfborn for crit multi. Basically spam this until you get tier 1 kills, the rest or tier 1 projectile speed. This could take a few S's as it was 1 in 30 average or something. I wouldn't be going this fast in a real situation. I might have already skipped over one, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm trying to go as fast as possible for the video. There we go, tier 1 project speed. However, we have a tier 7 lightning res. This is a very common scenario to have a third suffix. In this case, you need to annul this suffix. So, we try to annul that. We didn't. We hit the multi. If you didn't hit the annul, you have to restart with SSS. There's no other way. So, because this is craft of Exile, I can just Ctrl-C, undo, and try again. For the demonstration, I will do that. In practice, you would have to respam SSS. So let's repeat this until we hit the lightning res. There we go. Open suffix. From this point, You can craft suffixes cannot be changed. Reforge chaos for a chaos res. This is tier 4. Unfortunately, you have to either try to annul it off. We annul it off, you can try again. Suffixes cannot be changed. Reforge chaos. Tier 5. Unfortunate. We annul, we fail to annul, you have to go back to SS spamming. So let's do these reforges until we get a tier 1. This can take a couple tries. It's a 1 in 7. As you can see here, we had chaos damage to attacks. We have a lightning res. Chaos damage to attacks is the one other chaos damage the chaos modifier that you can hit. That's really unfortunate. Again, only thing you can do is try to annul the lightning resistance in this case. So let's keep going. Tier 4, tier 4. There we go, tier 1 chaos res. If, for example, this would have filled up the item, 6 mods, you have to annul. There's no other way. Okay, we annul the prefix. If you annul a suffix, well, bad luck, go again. So let's go back. We had this. Now our prefixes our suffixes are done. Suffixes are safe and done because we don't have 6 mods. And we're gonna just be exalt spamming and cleaning the prefixes only. We have 0 risk of touching our suffixes from this point onwards. So craft physical damage to attacks. Exalt slam for life. There's no life on it. The suffixes cannot be changed. Scour off the prefixes. Be sure to double check suffixes cannot be changed when scouring. Always, you won't be locking your suffixes. You want to clean off the prefixes on craft physical damage attacks, exalt, tier 10 life. Unfortunate, you go again. You basically repeat this process until you have tier 1 life. There's no other way. There's no better way to do it. There we go, tier 1 life. At this point, you have to do an Iceling, which is 50-50. You do another suffix cannot be changed. Go to your syndicate betrayal. Do Iceling, which adds a field modifier and removes another random modifier, which is a 50-50 between your suffixes cannot be changed and your tier 1 life. In this case, unfortunate, tier 1 life is gone. We have to re-slam it back. You can hope to slam it back. You didn't hit it. Or you have to clean your prefixes and go again. Let's try it again in the simulator. Now we hit it. In this case, it's very unlikely to go wrong. You can, let's see, in the calculator, offense, quiver, go down to field modifiers. There are only a couple field modifiers. There's armor and evasion and energy shield. These can be blocked with the same modifier, with armor and evasion being benchcraft. Life is already blocked by having life on the item. We can put that on there. I have to put it on fractured or exalt. Let's say we already have life. This blocked my life mod. I can block the armor and invasion with crafting armor and invasion. In this case, all these 4 mods have 75% chance to show. Every situation, I'm getting at least 2 of the flat damage mods. The best one is cold and lightning damage because I'm converting from lightning to cold and from cold to fire with each other. But in the worst case scenario, you take either of these other 2. You're at least guaranteed 1. So, crafting armor and evasion rating. Before unveiling, then I unveil, add a cold and lightning damage. At this point you can define. So you just define for the suffixes. The weightings, there's like 6 range on the crit multi, 5 range on the projectile speed, 5 range on the kill stress. So it's not very likely define. Just define it a couple times and settle on whatever is good. Actually this 41, 46, 33, probably settle on this. Then craft suffixes cannot be chased again. Now your suffixes are locked, you can define the prefixes. Define them. Okay, there we go, 99 life. These are good enough. Then we benchcraft the last modifier, which is either fire and cold damage, fire and lightning damage, or armor and evasion rating. In my case, I did fire and lightning damage. You just benchcraft that, and you can just craft and replace it until it has a perfect roll. And that's it. That's the quiver ups. You have to start off with a synthesized base if you want. You can also do it on a regular base. If you do it on a non-synthesized base, you can do it fractured. I will be making a video on a budget variant as well. Alternatively, there's also a medium budget variant, in which case you would use a influenced quiver, probably hunter, because you can hit a movement speed or projectiles pierce additional targets on the prefixes. And if you get additional pierce, times 3.5 is 3 pierces. If you get movement speed, 10% movement speed times 3.5 is 35% movement speed from your quiver, which is very nice. So that would be the medium alternative. And that's about it. That's everything it takes to craft the quiver. I'll be making videos on the medium and budget alternatives as well. Thank you for watching.